Joining us now is Jonah Baruta, Carl Hick, Alex Mangola.
That episode was the masterpiece. We just went crazy. I mean, we were planning for weeks what we were going to do for this episode.
You were just like, I want to do this. You know, I've got my AJ Styles costume ready. I'm going to roll out of a coffin.
I believe we started at 10 and finished a little after 2 in the morning.
One of the most impressive things for me working on the show was seeing the level of production detail and the thought process that goes in behind the scenes.
A lot of it was improvising.
Hey, let's try this. And it wound up working out, and it was awesome.
We had to be creative, but I think that we did a good job of getting some good action shots in.
There's a rough script to how everything is going to work, but in the end, we get there and we're like, okay, how can we make this funny? How can we do the best thing here and work on this the hardest to make this the most entertaining for the fans?
I've got a lot of words to describe it that I probably can't use.
We were going to go into a haunted abandoned house and actually tape in there, but we decided it wasn't the best idea.
We wrote half of that show as we were filming it.
That was a lot of fun. We did a lot of shenanigans there.
It started with you just inviting me to like hang out and watch your recordings and then seeing what I had to say and what my thoughts were. And then it just kind of progressed from there to you know, taking my advice, ideas, criticisms, everything in the middle. And it made me really feel like I was part of the show, which is quite fantastic.
The direction of the show really changed when the three of you guys got involved.
I think certainly there was already a bit of that chemistry there that made it a pretty seamless inclusion into the group. Very easily gelled with the production team that you already had in place.
I did not know Jonah Baruta. You were the one who made that connection.
It was definitely my pleasure to be able to form that connection, and I think the show was better off for it. The storyline and the scripting took a bit of a different turn than might have been originally planned, but I think Jonah's inclusion brought a new element and showed you the value that you can have of adding fresh actors and perspectives and experiences to production of any kind.
You have to get from point A to point B, but a lot of the best moments and the best bits in these shows are the ones you come up with 2 seconds before you tape.
Carl standing in the background and the ghost going in the background even behind Carl being like, what's going on? We didn't originally write that. We just had it happen, and that was beautiful, and it was super funny. And I think we did a good job in the end, and we put something together that I think we were all very sincerely proud of.
For the 4 hours that we spent trying to film that thing, goofing off in your yard and trying to pursue the dream of recreating that match.
We based it off, WWE.
Alex decided to freehand a bit of the exercises and ended up dropping a pile driver on me. That came a little out of nowhere.
Filming the scene of you coming out of the coffin was fun. Like, oh my goodness, I was worried we were going to get noise complaints because we were bumping up and down the street, just like blasting music, windows open.
That scene was crazy because I don't know if you remember, I was on camera for that scene.
Well, I guess I can say that my experience has been absolutely wonderful from beginning to end. I know that this is your baby. You've been working on it for forever and a half, and I was really glad that I got to be part of it.
It was the highest rated show, it was the highest drawing show of the whole 9-episode series. It has
we got a bunch of views on that.
It has, as of right now, it has 402 views.
Because I had not participated very actively in the post-production editing and the formatting of the final outtakes, I think it was really exciting and fascinating for me to watch something that I had seen only from a behind-the-scenes perspective to be turned into a very masterful production, complete with special effects and intros and outros and interviews and blooper reels and highlights and a very cohesive storyline. So I thought for me, because I hadn't necessarily seen all of the editing going in behind the scenes, it was great for me to see something that I had acted in and seen only in little segments along the way come to complete fruition on the Peyton Criv TV channel with some masterful editing and just a great cohesive storyline, bringing a performance together that I didn't even know I had in me.
I forget whether it was you or Carl, one of you said, this is in the top 5 nights of my whole life in terms of having fun.
Oh, dude, it was probably me. I mean, there were so many fun things that we did that night. Even like off camera, there was just a bunch of shenanigans we were doing. Your dad telling us stories too and everything.
How did it feel dying in the show?
Oh, geez. Well, it was kind of standard part of the plan. We were like, Carl's gonna die. That makes sense, right? Checks out.